Hello and welcome to Winwood Hall in the Feywild. Standing here with Red and contemplating some of these changes which I'm seeing for the first time from this latest update, the 66, which I gather has caused quite a stirring in the forums. I just thought maybe I could take a moment to test out the effects on a couple of my characters because two of the main things that have been mentioned, the ranged AoE and the Dragon Breath nerf, impact a couple of my characters directly, namely Little Red here, who is Horizon Walker archer, a mixture of rogue, ranger and paladin, as per the excellent and very helpful it's so helpful I've forgotten the name now. Is he called Ying? The chap Yin Yang who posted the build. Let me find it so I don't tell a lie. Come on, hurry up. One second. There, Ying. I was right first time. It's called Ying's Reaper Bow, and there's a whole lot of stuff. He's gone into so much detail, so many calculations in there, way above my head. But it's proved a very nice way to play for me. Not least of which because the Horizon Walker gets the little wings, the Misty Step, in there. That's not really what we're here to discuss. So the let's discuss the changes on the ranged side of things as they impact our Little Red. So on heroic enhancements, we have Scatter Shot, which nobody ever took in Horizon Walker because it was broken. They've converted that to an AoE ranged bow attack. Before anybody asks if you know even less about this than I do, which is probably not many of you, but I did have to look it up. The improved precise shot, the multiple target hitting thing, will not work with these. I.e., you won't be able to have multiple explosions from using this with IPS on. It'll only center around your target, so you might as well just keep, as I do, the single target, what's it called, Archer's Focus on. Build your stacks in that, and use your AoEs as and when. So Scatter Shot, an AoE now, shares its cooldown with and charges with Many Shot. So you basically just use Scatter Shot when it's multi-target time. Maybe in my case, if our tanky warlock is surrounded by opponents, throw some of those in. And this one against a raid boss or some big end boss target, something like that, when there's only that one target up. So that's one thing to look at. And the second one, well, there's plenty. Why don't we just go and have a look in the Shiradi tree? It seems to me that quite a bit has changed in here. I think the big outcry was the Hunt's End, which is now no longer a sort of a multiplier for the shot to come, just a straight attack dealing 250% damage and always a critical. So still not bad. He's doing sort of 15 to 20,000 damage every time with that. So not amazing, but not terrible. I can understand the people ranting who were getting several 100,000 damage out of it, but I was never in that category. I think the best I ever did was maybe between 50 and 70,000 on a single hit using Hunt's End and then Sniper Shot, which is what everybody was doing. But honestly, from the limited amount of testing I've done, unless you're hammering away on a raid boss, a lot of it is overkill anyway. For the standard questing I'm talking about, and there are some gains in this tree. What? Well, the pin for a start, the pin and Otto's Whistler or whatever they're calling it now. That's that's had a significant boost because it's now an AOE, and there's some other stuff in here I noticed as well, which we never had before. There are 3 imbue dice in there, which, as I don't have the bonus imbue thing from that raid, that I can't even remember what it's called now. The Hunt or Hunted raid. There's like a little, is it an emerald in there that you can get for a bonus dice? Well, I never had that. I was close to the 14 needed for a second. Where is it in here? That thing down there, the 1d77 for every 7 bonus imbue dice. Well, I'm up to 15 now, thanks to these 3 dice here. So that's been lovely. Pin now automatically applies 10 stacks of track to enemies, which we didn't have before. Track reducing fortification and armor class and saving throws, so not bad at all. Is there anything else that I can see that's... Oh, that favoured enemy is now a multi-selector. You can get either the favoured enemy which I've taken, or there's a... What's the... I forget what the other option was now, but that was definitely a multi-selection. Hunt's End, they've put the cooldown up 1 second for reasons which escape me, but okay. Generating less threat from all sources, that definitely wasn't in there. That had to come from another tree, from this tree. So he's generating a nice chunk less threat now as well. So aside from the fact, I mean, people are going to still argue they would rather have the old Hunt's End back, but for me personally, I think I've gained quite a lot by having it like this. So I'm not going to complain too much. I just wanted to try and play through a quest and see if we can see some of the impact this ranged stuff has had. I think so. As regards my build, I mean, there's the things I've just mentioned. There's a lot of new stuff in that Shiradi that I've been very happy to pick up. In fact, this has changed as well, hasn't it? This +1 saving throws versus spells with an additional +1 for every favoured enemy feat we've got. So that's pretty handy to have. And +1 maximum many shot charges, which has given us 6 now on the many shot and scatter shot, because Horizon Walker has 2 in there as well. So that's pretty good. I think that's still the same. But yeah, I'm not complaining too much at all that, and it wouldn't do much good if I did, would it? So in a second we'll go into a quest and just see if we can see some differences despite my shabby gameplay. Otherwise, I'm looking forward to... I picked up the Dragon Lord thing today. Haven't had a look at it yet, but I look forward to doing Purple's fighter life as that. The first thing I noticed in the description of the Dragon Lord was the excelling crowd control. And do they now? Straight away my eyebrows were raising at that, thinking yes. And I'm looking in the trees and I'm seeing it's multi-selector again, isn't it? But I'm seeing bonuses to tactic DC. And bearing in mind it's a fighter, and I think they get things anyway for that, don't they, as they level up. So I'm thoroughly looking forward to giving that a go, seeing how it compares to what we managed to do with our barbarian, and yeah, see how all that plays out. The tumbling thing, I've no interest in at all. Sorry if that disappoints you. I'm just not into that side of things at all. I use I like to use the wings on my characters. I have those mapped to the middle mouse button, and in times of trouble I tend to press those, sometimes more out of panic than anything else. But my druid has the exalted angel wings, and of course the archer red has the misty step from the Horizon Walker tier 5. So I'm just not a tumbler. I can't find a place for it on the on my hotbar. It's too much of a finesse type thing for me anyway. So no, not interested in that side of things at all. Right, let's just dive into it then. So the two things we're really looking at here are the pin. So when things are stationary and we oh, hang on. If a moving enemy is affected, they are slowed for 12 seconds. Oh, so it's not going to hold things. So I've got to try and hit moving targets with that. I think that's the thing. And then with the enhancement we've got on it, the Otto's Whistler or whatever it's called now, they will dance if they're moving, I think. And then this one is just a AoE damage dealer. So maybe we could try and lead with pin and follow up with the scatter shot and see how that works. It's in the one quest I've tried it with so far, it's like a satisfying explosion type thing that's going off like a sound effect. Feels a little bit like an exploding arrow, like something out of the old Rambo films, if any of you have seen any of that. Throwback to my childhood. I know it's a bad idea to be trying this on 6, but we want to test ourselves, don't we?
You awake from your unexpected slumber. At first, things seem as before. You're still at Winwood Hall, and Melody is still standing beside the bed. Then you realize that Lord Arden is missing, and so are the flower and the loot you need for the ritual. Melody begins speaking in a familiar voice.
Lord Arden's true name?
So we obviously lose all our sneak attack possibilities because we're the only character in here, which is a bit of a shame. But we should see a bonus from the imbue side of things, which we didn't have before.
She cackles as she teleports away. You see creatures milling around near the gate to Winwood Hall.
I tried the AoE stopper thing there. Oh god, we've already taken big damage.
This isn't the Feywild. You are trapped inside a dream.
That was the hunt's end, so what was that, 20,000, something like that? Okay, not too bad. Can we get the crowns out of the way? Trying again with the AoE thing, but they are a bit spread out. Oh, no. Oh, that's not good. Get out of there. Okay. Not exactly crushing everything before us, are we? But given that everything sees us, I think just to survive is not too bad. Oh!
You approach a shadowy form that appears to be Lord Arden, reading a note with a worried expression on his face.
So that freeze there is the nerve venom thing, the tier 5 of the Shiradi tree. I don't recall it, I might be wrong, but I don't recall it putting that green surround on it before when it went off. So I'm sure that's what it is, because I don't have any other source of paralysis. Let's see if we can get rid of that Reaper down there. We'll use him as a bit of a test. So this is the Hunt's End, and that's the sniper shot afterwards. Tell you what we'll do, let's just summon our little pet here. Try and attract a little bit of attention with it.
You spot movement underneath the bridge. Moving closer, you see a nasty-looking troll guarding the missing loot.
So at the moment, just a single target. Now let's try the... I tried it there. That little noise there was the... What's going on? Why aren't we shooting? Out of ammo! Oh my god! Oh, Lord knows what I was firing. I'd forgotten to trigger my frosty arrow. Okay. Trying the multi-target freeze and then the... Let's try another one. Some lag. Oh, happy days. Okay, so we can get up over 20,000 from the hunt's end, which I know for those of you who are dealing with the hundreds of thousands won't be much of a consolation, but for me it's fine.
You've recovered Hearsom's loot for the ritual.
So I think when the attention of the things is not all on me, when I've got somebody sort of tanking things and with a crowd of things, this scatter shot could really work nicely. I like the sound, the big booming crash that it comes out with. Oh, nice there, look, AoE dancing. Can we try again? That was a scatter shot. Nice little effect as well it gives. Yes, look at that. Let's try not to die in the process, eh? I think some of my arrows are slightly going missing here, but not to worry. Okay, we got the job done. These bears are horrible. Single targets, so we're going with the many shot. I think we might go with our epic moment here as well, because these really are nasty.
Magically sealed gazebo ahead floats the frosted cerise you need for the ritual. 3 bears dressed outside. Magical talking bears, no doubt. This is the Feywild, after all.
Can we stop the wise bear? We can stop him. Nice. Okay, so as far as I know, that pin is 6 seconds no save AoE, which is really nice. Now we've got a problem. We don't have any invis, so we're going to have to engage at least one of these groups down here to get through. I'm not going to be silly enough to try and YOLO through here.
Streaming from a distant portal. Perhaps that contains the secret.
Get rid of the Fear Reaper first, I think. Now then, can we try some AoE here? Oh yes, look at that! Hey, I like that! That was the pin, and then the scatter shot. You say what you like about the rest of the gameplay being garbage, but I think that was a good illustration of the new potential of the ranged AoE. If I was brave enough, I'd go for that lot on my right and try to emulate that, but I'm not convinced I can.
You approach the portal group.
Okay, single target.
Letters into your path.
She said to make sure you didn't make it to him. I won't let you get near them. I won't let him wake up.
The pixie smirks.
You won't get past my friends and me. So long as they are alive, their devotion will sustain me eternally.
Nice job, yes, okay.
The portal opens as the pixie collapses. In his last moments, he says,
You haven't won yet.
Right,
You still
let's
need
get the job done.
me.
you exit the portal and find yourself in a strange, empty hole. Yet that appears to be Lord Arden's resting place of Earth. Between you and Lord Arden stands
So we can
Cadence
see
the
the imbue is doing some
Must
nice
have been
extra
disguised as
damage there.
Melody the opponent.
That's the purple light numbers on the end.
Cadence prepares for battle.
I think she's gone.
Adventurers never know when to quit.
I don't know if this is a good example for an end boss, but we certainly didn't have too much trouble even without the big booming hunt's end as it used to be.
Frigid mist suddenly appear nearby.
Maybe I didn't choose the best quest. Perhaps something like Grim and Barrett would have been better for this demonstration, but we saw from just that one example that it's totally possible, if you get it right, to hit the pin, AoE dancing, then send the scatter shot in if you're in Horizon Walker, or you've got, there are plenty of alternatives, aren't there? There's the
You need what I have. So then, let's make
head
it deal.
shot, I think it is, isn't it, in
Cadence to live.
Deepwood, if you were going all the way in that.
Arden's true name.
What else is there?
You lay out the ingredients for the
Uh,
ritual and repeat the steps to reverse the curse.
I think that's the one that
First,
immediately springs to mind, so that's an AoE now as well.
Bind up the flower's roots. Last,
I've
burn
heard
the
people
roots
saying, why not
along with
something for
Lord
Inquisitive? Well,
Arden's
Inquisitive, as far as I'm concerned, that boost they have, that no holds barred, is just devastating enough as is. I don't think they need.
You mash the
I don't think they
flower's
need
roots
an
into a
AoE boost like this. Whereas the bow has, for as long as I can remember, been distinctly lackluster, especially in the leveling department in that area.
You set a small blaze, then drop the crushed roots and
Now
Lord
then, give me
Arden's
some
true
leaf mail with a
name
Reaper
into
bonus
it,
on for my
completing
druid.
the ritual. As the smoke rises, Lord Arden's
No such
eyes
luck. Okay.
He springs out of the bed.
So I was thinking we
Lord
could
Arden
switch
thanks
straight
you for
on to
awakening
my
him from his
druid
curse.
fools
He urges you to speak with him
and
back at
talk a
Glenwood
little bit
Hall
about
in
the
waking
impact of
world.
the dragon breath, which from what people are saying and from what I've seen from the couple of quests I've tried with it, 50% nerf, maybe more in terms of damage done. But reading around, I've also seen that people still think it's perhaps the best epic strike, more in line now with some of the other things. I must say, when you're comparing to stuff like Carrion Swarm and that kind of thing, it did seem to be grossly overpowered. Okay, so let's switch across. So literally all I've done is redo the draconic tree, which unlike the Shiradi one there, it seems to be very similar, if not completely the same as was before, except for the nerf to the dragon breath. So I just wanted to do a quest to maybe go into the ramifications of that to see how much it might have affected us, what kind of gameplay changes that might imply.
I've done my part. Get out there and finish the job.
And to
soldier.
see if our build is still viable as is. So basically, my standard strategy with this cold druid. He's built not for out and out spell power. He doesn't even have intensify in the build. He's built for some a cross between DCs and power, I guess. So he has reasonable casting DCs, and he still has the ruins from the epic feats, also boosted by the tier 5 in Draconic. So it's all that has stayed the same. The only change being that the Dragon Breath now has dropped down in, can we say around 50%? Maybe a bit more than 50% in terms of damage done. Now, typically, fools would be pretty well breezing through this one on 6, and he could, not always, there were spiky bits of difficulty, but he has been known to challenge it on 8. Let's just try it on 6 and see if what I think happens. I mean, the staple tactic is burst of glacial, then white dragon, and the white dragon tended to clear everything up, so the tsunami afterwards really wasn't that much used or that much needed. What I've seen happening and what I think is gonna happen is we'll hit the glacial, the dragon breath, and instead of killing everything off, it's just going to take a chunk out of things, and we're now going to need that tsunami to knock things down and or finish them off afterwards. So that's going to see far more usefulness than it actually did before, because before just one dragon breath against frozen opponents was generally enough. From memory, we were doing on a crit 20,000 plus damage with that. Now it's less than half that, I think. But still, I mean, considering it's AoE as well, and it goes so well with the build, because most of this is like short range AoE, ice flower, dragon breath, tsunami, cone thing in greater colour spray. Even the crowd control is short range AoE, so that just fits so well with the rest of it. So I just think that that's what we're gonna find. We're just gonna end up finding that we need to lean a bit more on the tsunami. And coincidentally, the cooldown here, 12 seconds, they've shortened the cooldown on the dragon breath to 12 seconds as well. So whereas before I was having to maybe use one or the other and sort of juggle between, now I will fire off one after the other and just wait the 12 seconds it takes them to come back. If they're ever off cooldown, I can use the glacial followed by ice flowers or greater colour spray and ice flower, and just wait for the two big boys to come off the cooldown. It's been some time since I've played Fools, so you'll have to forgive me any obvious blunders.
Good. You'll do.
Granted, this is not the toughest content at all to be trying for Legendary, but I think it's a good barometer, because I know exactly what you could do on this before.
I'll leave my minions to deal with you. And what minions of those meddlesome gatekeepers?
So that was the Dragon Breath, followed by the tsunami. I chucked the ruins in there when the Reapers popped up, and I don't think it did too badly. My usual tactic of blocking up the corridors before they get to me. So things are still melting pretty reasonably, but you can see that I'm needing the second one, the tsunami, to knock them down now. The dragon breath isn't doing it on its own, which is probably fair enough. Nothing like throwing ruins all over the place like that.
Down the hallway below.
That was a good dragon breath. Knocked most of them out. Can I not collect that? Oh, come on, please.
A chance to spread my wings. An Orthon guards a cage containing a large dial.
Send all the biggies in against him.
With the guard out of the way, you can now open the cell doors. The bear nods and says, "One last thing. I can open any of the sealed gatekeeper doors you might encounter. Just ask, and I will come."
So I think we're still making pretty decent headway here, aren't we? It's not like we're struggling to put down targets.
This door bears an ancient inscription. A hum of powerful magic pulses inside it.
This next section is the
Thanks to
real telltale one, as far as I'm concerned. When you just, what's going on here? Have I think I've clicked the mouse sensitivity by mistake. I thought I was struggling a bit. Is that better? No, that's too much now. Is it that one? No, that's hardly any. Okay.
Trap! Remember to avoid the area.
Grim smiles and says,
Thank you for helping me in my brethren.
as you enter the alley,
Took a big hit there. When will I remember to trigger the shard storm? That's what it's there for. It's a shield. Okay, block up the corridor and then get them to come. I'm struggling a bit with the mouse here, I don't know why. With the archer it was alright. It seemed to be slow to turn for some reason. But yeah, on the despite my issues on the performance side, we're doing fine, aren't we, I think?
Wolf snarls at his prisoner.
I feel like I'm running in pea soup here. What's going on with this? Doesn't feel like it's turning as
stronghold. You spy
promptly as it
a
should.
gatekeeper portal in the corridor ahead.
Anyway, that's nothing to do with the game or the dragon breath, is it? So let's keep on the topic.
Splinters of the shattered door drift down around you. The dire bear nods at the corridor ahead. The gatekeeper's glade is this way. It is protected by a large stone door.
Typical me, overkill on the crowd control. Yeah, you'll have to forgive me. I'm struggling to turn properly with the mouse look. I don't know why. Something not quite right here, is there? That's like mega slow, isn't it? I've got 4 settings on this mouse, and none of them seem to be responding as I would like. I'll have to look into that afterwards. Hopefully it doesn't detract too much from the subject matter here. That's my staple tactic with the vengeance. If it's in the middle of a big group, just hammer the group and hope for the best.
The stone door rolls open to reveal a hidden glade in the very heart of the city. A small path along the cliff wall leads to a ridge.
And also, now that the tsunami is coming into more use, the knockdown portion of it will also prove more useful. Because before, with it just being used as a finisher, the knockdown thing was neither here nor there. Now, it's a big help. Yeah, there's something, I can't turn the look at all. I don't know what's gone wrong there. Anyway, we've reached the end. Let's not get torched by Mulm.
The cleric turns towards you, lips rage. The soul belongs to Eretricus. The cleric defiantly shouts, "Rise and defend me!" The cleric falls.
Okay.
Ending the ritual and returning peace and tranquility to this small
So for my build at least, I won't say it's neither here nor there, because it has had an impact, but not nearly so much as I thought it would, simply because the Cold Druid gets the tsunami, and I was underusing that anyway. So now that's doing more of the lifting, and the Dragon Breath is doing less, and I think, I don't think I'll be noticing too much of a change on, regarding the level of the content that I can challenge or help to challenge from resulting from that that change that they've made to it. So I'm quite happy to see that, because I was I don't know, I've just built the thing back up as it was, put the Dragon Breath back in, everything back as it was, and pleasantly surprised to find that the thing is still perfectly playable. At least that's from my point of view. I suppose for those who are looking for the maximum power of everything and to compare against what is the current meta, I guess they've lost that percentage. But I think that Dragon Breath Strike was a part of any, well, most caster metas, so everybody's the same unless you're comparing against the melee and the ranged of course has lost the Hunt's End. So I guess what goes around comes
We
around.
do what we must to complete the mission.
Right, I think
No
we'll leave that
regrets.
there, and I'll go and
No
look into
looking
my mousy issues, see what can be done. Thank you very much as always for looking. On my side at least, I look forward to seeing the Dragon Lord fighter archetype in action, and my two characters at least certainly don't feel that badly nerfed in the case of this druid here. Still perfectly capable of cruising through a lot of Reaper 6. And on the archer side, I think he's actually benefited, given that I am very prone to soloing, and the archer is terrible for that, or was before these changes. I think the AoE pin is certainly going to help him to hold his own a little bit more. I won't go above Reaper 4 with him, but I did in that one specific quest he's just quite good at, because enemies are at range there and he doesn't get hemmed in. But generally speaking, Reaper 4 is his limit, and he does okay now with that AoE dancing thing backed up by the scatter shot thing. So it feels quite good as well to be able to freeze a small group and then blow them up with the AoE scatter thing, the explosive shot. Yeah, I quite like that. Maybe in future I'll experiment with some of the other. What else is there on the ranged side of things? Horizon Walker we've obviously seen. What else is possible? Oh, Inferno shot in the Arcane Archer. 10 plus 10% damage. Final Strike, is that an Arcane Archer thing? Yeah, I think it must be. Adding vulnerability. So Arcane Archer for... I can't remember the last time I went in there. Maybe a few points in there to get a few imbue dice, but that's been about it. So maybe it might be worth having a little look in that. Maybe as a project one day I could try and level Red as a bow build. I always level him as Inquisitive because the bow was so painful to level. But perhaps this change will help a little bit to somewhat redress the balance between, say, Inquisitive and a standard bow build on the leveling side of things. Right, I think that's more than enough waffle, so I'm going to leave it there. Thank you very much as always for looking, and hope you enjoy the update, or at least find a way to make it do for whatever favourite builds you've got going on. Take care.